The extraordinary forces contained within the Earth's protective atmosphere interact to create a world of extremes, which allowed life to evolve into millions of diverse forms. Over billions of years, creatures evolved from the oceans that are just beginning to make the leap from the trees to the stars.
Have you ever wondered why this beautiful but fragile planet seems such an ideal place to live? And have you ever thought about how our bodies have developed suitable life support systems to survive here? Whilst up there, space seems such an inhospitable place. And it is. We did not evolve to live there. However, we have already built life support systems that make it possible for us to survive in space for short periods of time, on craft, like the International Space Station.
The ISS is being built 400 kilometers above our heads in an international effort to create a platform for research and future space exploration. Traveling at 28,000 kilometers per hour, it orbits the Earth 16 times every day. An amazing feat, but this is just the beginning.
And I've tried for years to do that, never been able to do it.
By 2035, we hope to travel further and put human beings on Mars. But can we recreate the life-supporting properties of Earth to enable us to survive and prosper in space?
I'm a life scientist working for ESA, the European Space Agency, and I'm going to find out how Earth supports life and how our bodies have evolved to live here. I will show you how we at ESA and other international space agencies are developing life support systems that allow us to travel and live in space for long periods of time.
Contact, captured, docking confirmed.
Earth is the only planet that we know of that is capable of sustaining life with only the energy from the sun as an external input. It has liquid water, a breathable atmosphere and plants that convert the energy from the sun into food that other living systems can use. This makes Earth a closed ecological system that doesn't rely on exchange of matter with any other system.
Spacecraft like the ISS are not closed ecological systems. They need to be restocked with food, water, oxygen and other vital supplies. And waste needs to be removed. In the future, if we are to explore other parts of our solar system, we will have to build self-sustaining environments. And to do that, we need to look at why Earth is just right for life.
Well, the main reason is our planet's distance from the sun. Liquid water is a crucial ingredient for life. If a planet is too close to the sun, the temperature is so high that water cannot exist as a liquid. If a planet is too far from the sun, the low temperatures mean that any water will be frozen. Earth is just the right distance from the sun to allow water to exist as liquid on the surface. Earth also has an atmosphere made from gases that provides us with air to breathe and protects us from harmful radiation from space. The mass of a planet and its size determine the strength of the gravity at its surface. If gravity is too weak, any atmospheric gases will escape into space. Earth's gravity is strong enough to hold on to the gases in the atmosphere. Any small planet, like Mercury, will not be able to hold on to the gases, and so will never be capable of supporting life.
Other than gravity, what are the other fundamental necessities for sustaining life on Earth? They are oxygen, water and food.
The most obvious thing that Earth's atmosphere provides for us is air.
It contains roughly 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, whilst the remaining 1% is made up of various other gases, including water vapor.
Without this oxygen and water, we wouldn't last long. Before we see how we get these vital ingredients into space, let's take a look at exactly why we need them.
As I run, my body needs more energy to fuel my muscles. This energy is provided by the food we eat. Our digestive system extracts glucose from this food. Glucose is a simple sugar packed with potential energy. To access this energy, our cells have to convert it into the cell's energy currency, the ATP molecule. This is where the amazing properties of oxygen come in. Oxygen drives the conversion of just one glucose molecule into 38 molecules of ATP. So in space, we've got to get the atmosphere just right, or else astronauts will suffer from conditions like hypoxia, the lack of oxygen.
Because we've evolved in an atmosphere of 21% oxygen, we're very sensitive to that percentage. If it goes up too much, we'll begin to struggle, and more importantly, if it goes down too much, we'll start to struggle. So if it goes down a little bit, we'll start to see the responses to hypoxia in the body's attempt to try and maintain oxygen supply to the tissues. Of course, at the extreme end of that continua is anoxia, no oxygen whatsoever, and this is something that happens in situations like drowning or suffocation. Now in that situation, the brain can keep going for just a few minutes using the oxygen that it has at its disposal before it becomes irreversibly damaged. So one of the reasons why controlling our atmosphere in space is so important is because our brain is particularly susceptible to reductions in the oxygen in the environment. Just to give you an example, the brain is 2% of the body weight, but uses 25% of the oxygen the body takes in at rest. So the importance of controlling this environment cannot be overemphasized.
So the management of the atmosphere in a spacecraft has to be carefully controlled. And it's not just the issue of how much oxygen there is. Just like the atmosphere in this enclosed greenhouse, it's also crucial to get the amount of carbon dioxide just right.